my question is, July of 2015, we have Ant-Man. In August, we have Fantastic Four. In 2016, we have Deadpool in February, Batman Superman in March, Civil War in May, X-Men Apocalypse in May as well. Doctor Strange is in July, and the Suicide Squad is in October. That is, in the year of 2016, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 movies in 1 year. Do you think that's too many comic book movies to put out in a year?
Well, they finally got the technology here. We can put the stories that we always wanted to see out of the pages back to life. Now, I'm one, when I'm going to put down that money to watch it on the big screen, I want quality. I don't want garbage. Because you can put out 20 million movies a year. If it's all garbage, it's going to be disappointment. I mean, we all saw the Fantastic Four movies. But, I mean, they were good. They had so much potential, but where did it go? Then you look at what Marvel did with Iron Man and the Avengers. So you can hit those home runs. So, in my opinion, if you're going to put those movies out there, put quality movie out there. But I can see how they're flooding the market, though.
Okay. You think they're flooding the market is a bad thing, then?
Not
even if they're doing quality, I mean still.
I could see how people would get sick and tired. Oh, it's another one of these movies. But I, as a fan, a comic book fan, I will go see it, and I will be happy if it's good quality stuff, factual to the books, the nature of the character, like Fantastic Four. I'm not going to rip the movie. I did not see it. I saw the previews. So I will tell you this. From what I saw in the previews, forget about everything you know about the Fantastic Four. And I think if you can do that, it's going to be a great movie and you're going to enjoy it. But if you're kind of more like a traditionalist like me, I don't know how enjoyable it's going to be. I probably won't go see it in a movie theater, but I will probably rent it or wait for it to come on TV.
But let's talk as fanboys, as we are. We know some of the history. They are changing how the Fantastic Four came to be. Other people might not mind that. They're saying, well, I don't know too much about the Fantastic Four because when the other ones were made, I didn't know the history. I don't read the book.
Yeah.
If they still make it good enough and it makes enough money that they make a part 2, I'm happy because I'm loving comics I've read since I was 10 years old making it to the big screen. I mean, I loved
seeing what they did right and what they did wrong.
Right.
And like I said, I probably wouldn't spend the money on it if I hear it has bad reviews because I don't want to go see a crappy movie.
But do you really care what a reviewer says who's not a comic book fan?
I'm not going to listen to reviewers online. But I listen to the people that like the same stuff as I do.
Right.
And generally they're right. I mean, if it's a good movie, I'll go see it. But if a lot of my friends or fans that are in the comics tell me it's
so it has to be
movie,
them, not just a review online. Because I mean, some newspaper
some of those guys, if you're
they
not
don't
into
understand
comic book movies, they're not going to give you a good review. It's like me trying to. I'm not into horror movies. Where Andy, you like some of those horror movies and stuff.
Man, that'd be impeccable taste, right?
That'd be like me trying to review a horror movie. I don't like horror movies, so how can I really give you an honest review? I mean, we have all seen movies that people say this is a great movie, and people, the professional people, give you a bad review on it, and that movie was great. And then the movies they tell you that were fantastic, you go and it's like, oh my God, that was horrible. What were they
because
thinking?
they sit there and they say, well, talking to the green screen, that's not real acting, or when the guys have those bubbles. Yeah, right. So we're supposed to take their opinion about some great actor is going to do this or that, and how they
or what it brings to a movie.
Right, like Forrest Gump. Okay, great movie. It's a good movie, enjoyable, but that doesn't mean it's fantastic and everybody should jump on board. Just like these comic book movies. If you don't know about it, this is a good entryway.
And, as a customer, one of the customers at a comic book store that I was at said to me, we were talking about art, and he said, well, there's probably some 11-year-old kid that's buying a comic book for the first time, and they're saying, this is going to be great. And when he gets to be 25, 30, 55 years old, he's going to be like, they don't make comics like they used to when I was a kid. So it is all perspective. Yeah. So you're going to, like I said, Fantastic Four looks like a great movie. I'm not totally 100% thrilled with the way they kind of
got their
recreate
powers.
the origins.
Especially since
But-
what they did the last
Yeah,
FF movies.
but you know
Well,
the thing,
Silver Surfer
it could
was-
change.
Well,
It
look
could
at the
change,
Galactus,
yeah.
Well,
right?
yeah.
What they did with
Yeah,
Galactus.
That's what I mean.
That made me
there's
upset too.
aspects of those movies before that were really cool. The special effects on the Torch and the Surfer
Exactly,
and things
yeah.
like that. Great.
on.
They just missed the mark on the storyline and definitely some of the characters.
Agreed.
And that's
Plus actors
Well,
too, right? When
well,
you said
that- yeah.
Jessica Alba, did she deserve to be?
No.
Right, and we're
But-
probably gonna get some hate mail on that one, but yes, I mean she's
I can watch her in
beautiful.
other things, but she's not Sue Richards. Anyway,
Right.
if I don't think that this is too many movies coming out because it's something different. It's not like they're all exactly the same thing. These are different characters and stuff. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a flood of the market, especially since I think probably about half the people that are into superhero movies aren't necessarily into the comics.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's not for us that are into comics. We're always going to compare the movies to the comics, but just because someone sees the movie and enjoys it doesn't mean that they're going to have to go buy the comic book. So it doesn't make a difference to them, if details are different.
Yeah.
But let me
But I
talk to you
can-
on that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, what I was going to say, you were mentioning about, is it bad to have all these things out there? Well, yeah, in some aspects. How do you feel about Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, and Suicide Squad having their own movies? B-list characters at best, having their own movies. This is a gluttony of it. There's 3 right there in that list.
Well, they said Iron Man was a B-rated character.
He
and
was
they
a
made-
B-listed
and
character.
they
He's
made him
comic
a-
style.
they
Well,
made him a
Ant-Man's
great
canceled.
movie.
It
Right,
depends.
good stuff.
I mean, Ant-Man,
When was the last time an Ant-Man book was out?
I don't know.
Stan Lee won an Ant-Man
Yeah.
movie forever.
A good
Right,
Ant-Man,
but that
a good
doesn't mean-
Ant-Man
that
stuff.
doesn't
that
mean it
was
should be
all,
done.
That was all Hank Pym, though. He was all throughout Marvel Comics. I mean,
At
he
one
was
point-
founding member of the Avengers and numerous other things. I mean, he's been so many heroes. He's been Ant-Man. He's been Wasp, or not Wasp, Yellow Jacket, Giant Man, Goliath.
He's
the
been
Pym
everywhere.
particles. So I mean, he's been all as such a major part of the comic world. Especially Avengers world and scientific part of the Marvel Comics world, but yet he's not in,
But if he's so good, why did they take Ultron away from him? If Ultron was made by
Because-
Iron Man in the movies.
well, he's
Ant-Man
actually
created him in the
yeah,
comics.
Yeah, that was a Pym thing.
Yeah, the thing with Doctor Strange though is there was a clip on YouTube and they had a guy from Marvel Studios come out and announce. And the whole thing with Doctor Strange is when they started out with the Iron Man and the Avengers movie, they want to expand and build that universe. So all this thing that's leading up to their Infinity Wars in 2018,
You definitely
And
need
their
Doctor
Civil
Strange.
War,
they
yeah.
have to do the Doctor Strange movie to bring the mystical realm in. They're going to be doing a Captain Marvel movie. They're doing it in a Humans movie, which is already being
Going
come to
in.
life with Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So they're building this whole universe to build up so they can also get their characters in there. And
So they can
everything
use them
else,
as
yeah.
they choose,
Right,
like they do in a
right,
regular
exactly.
But
Marvel
does
universe.
Doctor Strange deserve a movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or does he deserve to have something on TV? Because the thing is, yes, you need Doctor Strange to help take Thanos down. However, he's a C-list character. His title's been up and down, stopped, started, blah, and we're talking about Iron Man.
Miniseries.
Well, yeah. Well, look at Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk.
Well, all characters go up and down.
Well, yeah, but how many titles have been stopped? Iron Man's been stopped. Captain America's been stopped. The Hulk's titles have been stopped. And through the mid-90s, those things relaunched, rebooted. X-Men never stopped. Spider-Man never stopped.
Well, they rebooted it.
They could
times.
reboot it, but no title has been canceled from them versus titles of the Hulk, Iron Man.
Yeah.
So if you want to consider them B-listers, that's fine, but then they're C-listers too because
Yeah.
the bottom line is their titles were canceled. They weren't popular enough to hold on to one title through at any point. Their issue stopped.
Could have been the art writers and artists
Yeah.
though too.
Well, sure it was, but then again, it was the boom of the comics
Yeah.
that killed everything. But in my opinion, as a comic book fan, having all these movies out, it's my life stream to see this
Oh,
stuff
I don't think
finally on
that's
the
a
big
bad
screen.
thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them. I just, you hear people talk about.
I don't have my
Sometime-
hopes
yeah.
up though,
Yeah,
like I did.
that's probably the better way of putting it.
Because
Yeah,
I mean,
you
we
won.
we had some really good gems in the past, and then we got some really good ones.
Yeah.
The Avengers, Thor, Captain America.
Right.
You have that point
really,
of reference
really
that you're going
good
for when you're
movies
looking
that
at.
really nailed it.
And the
True to
best
the
part-
character, and then we've had some other ones that were real stinkers that were far away from the character as far as I'm concerned.
This one
Exactly.
guy I
You
read
know.
on MSN, they were talking about the success of Batman: The Dark Knight and Iron Man 1 when it came out. They said those two movies raised the bar for comic book movies. And I really agreed with what he wrote. Yeah, I'm actually read somebody that reviewed stuff.
You know how to read?
And, yeah, I can.
Don't
And
just look at the pictures.
trust me, I'm smarter than what I look.
Oh man.
In the review, he said the reason why Iron Man was so successful was it kept true to the character. You know,
That's what
the
you have to
original
do.
1970, 69 or 63 series, it was in Vietnam. They upgraded it to Afghanistan. But the essence of what made Iron Man, and the excitement behind the character stayed with it and translated into that movie. So if you were a longtime fan of reading the comic books, when you saw the movie, it was like, awesome, it come back to life. And if you never read an Iron Man book, you go there and you say, man, that was a great action movie. And that's why they came up with an Iron Man 2 and a 3.
But to compare and contrast, what you just said for Iron Man was okay to update him, change things around, but a Fantastic Four, you don't. You
That's-
need to update.
Well,
you have to update.
You have
certain
But the
times.
essence
You
of
have.
the character
You
is
can't
still
lose
the
the
same.
essence of the character. I
When-
think is the key thing that makes it.
But was Tony
Good
Stark
for-
a military guy in the comic books? Was he a military supplier in the comic books? I don't remember
To some
reading
degree,
those
yeah.
early. Did he
Yeah.
supply the
he was
army?
He was a big industrialist.
was an
And he
industrialist.
had lots of ties with the government. He wasn't just extensively weapons.
It
They
wasn't
made him
until the-
more weapons in
Wasn't
the
that
movie.
till like the 80s that they brought him in doing that stuff? In the original, I don't remember him
He was a
supplying
millionaire.
arms.
He was a million. He was. They did that more recently about the weapons, but he was
Right.
always an industrialist that had
So
major
it
contracts with the
changed.
government.
So a twist and change. But I think to
But-
get that to the big screen is a needed thing.
Yeah.
You know, to me personally, let's just say as fanboys, we're vindicated because as we were growing up reading this stuff,
As long as
and
they
I'm
stay
sure
true to the
everybody out
character.
there who was reading it and had people make fun of them, oh, you're reading funny books, or what is this thing? Now they're all going to see everything we've known about for years. These great stories that we've read and already put away, they're finally getting to know this and they're loving it. And then you're saying, well, we're vindicated. We knew what was out there. You didn't. So I don't want to use the term an imbecile, but who's the imbecile now? I mean, Avengers third highest grossing until I guess Jurassic Park might have kicked it off, did it? I forget the exact numbers. But
Yeah.
again, all those characters we read, we kept it alive so that they can make it. Because when they made those movies, they took our monies into account
Yeah.
before they made it. And if it wasn't for us keeping the medium alive, they wouldn't make the movies.
And some of those movies are actually impacting the actual print books too.
Yes.
You know, with the
Oh,
success of the
definitely,
movies.
yeah.
One of the books I'm looking forward to reading now with this whole Secret Wars thing is Guardians of Nowhere. And when it originally came out, the series after Annihilation, Nowhere was a space station run by Cosmo, the astronaut dog. But
The
now,
Soviet
since,
astronaut, the cosmonaut dog.
so now, after the hit of the Guardians of the Galaxy, being people living in that mining town in the Celestial Head, from what I gather, the new series is going to take place in the head of the Celestial, and they're going to be living or working out of there, which sounds really exciting. And Bendis is doing the writing, so I'm hoping it's going to be a great book and live up to its hype.
So we're going to go back to writers now?
No, I just want to throw that in there. 'cause they're
Oh,
in the
okay.
movies.
Just want to make sure so the
No, I was
fans
just
know
trying,
where
to,
we're
just
going with
trying to
this.
show you the impact of how the movies are affecting the books as well.
So let us know what you think in the comments below regarding movies and if there's too many of them or maybe not enough. We didn't even discuss that yet.
Or what they got right and what they didn't get right.
And what movies are you looking forward to seeing?